All right, all right, all right.
The next act, I know you're gonna
Y'all
enjoy
make
it
sure
because he's
y'all like,
talented, he's
subscribe,
great, and he's my son,
share,
so I know you're
hit
gonna
that
enjoy it.
bell so you can get the updates every time I drop a new video. Go in the comment section, let me know where you're from, where you be at. We live, all on the business. Live in effect. Today we're gonna talk about sales. We're gonna talk about sales. Sales and most sales. Okay? Check me out. We're gonna talk about sales. Okay? We're gonna talk about sales. Okay? Hold on, we gotta make sure we keep this color coordinated. And we're gonna talk about sales. It's only right. All right. Got my Black Law Dictionary in my hand. I was just surfing through it a little bit, looking through some words, but before we get to looking off into definitions and start zeroing in on words, let's deal with what we got right here. Sales. Now, what am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about jail. All right? I'm talking about jail. Jail. Okay? Let's talk about the sales. When a motherfucker go to jail, pardon my language, when somebody goes to jail, when a person goes to jail, before they can go to the prison or the penitentiary, there has to be a sale. You see, anybody that's been to jail, county jail, knows that county jail is for when you fighting the case. So when you fighting your case, you locked in county jail or you on bail, and if you mess up your bail, you could be locked in a county jail for violating the bail. Now, when you go to jail and you get found guilty, and you get convicted, right? What's gonna happen is they gonna sell you to a jail. It's a jail cell. A jail cell, okay? They're gonna sell you to a penitentiary. Let me see, you still on board? All right, we on board. Prison slash pen. Okay? So you go to a jail, a county jail. You get sold to a prison or a penitentiary, right? In turn, the penitentiary, they put you in a jail cell. But the jail cell, understand this, before they put you in a jail cell, they have to buy you on the cell. The penitentiary, the prison has to buy you. But we all know that the government don't have no money. We know that the government is bankrupt, and if you watch my video with it money, you understand the laws behind the concept of bankruptcy of the United States government. So since the prison don't have no cash, right, or it's a private, they got cash, but check game. What they do is they take that deed. So the prison is a big building, right? Let me see if I got a little bit more room. That's a little prison right there. Okay? So a prison is a building, and it's a bunch of rooms. Room 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Right? Now, each of these rooms is what they call a cell, a jail cell, right? A jail cell. Now, the prison is owned. It has some owners, right? And it has a deed, because in order for them to build that prison on that land, they had to have some type of agreement, right, with the landowner, or they are the landowner themselves, and they have a deed of trust, or they have some type of lease agreement, right, rental agreement, some financing, something like that, right, paid for by the government or something like that, right? So they got this deed, and the deed is worth money. It's worth exactly what the property on the deed is. So they pledged the deed. They pledged the deed. They pledged the deed of the property. They pledged the property, right, to purchase, right, the inmate. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's say to purchase.
Because he's talented, he's bright, and he's my son, so I know you're
To
gonna
purchase the person, right? So they don't have to pay cash for you, right? Because let's say somebody goes to jail for kidnapping, and they get $1 million bond, and they end up getting found guilty on that $1 million bond. That means that person is worth $1 million. Now, this prison has to spend at least $1 million to get the person, but they got to spend $1 million. They got to pay for the whole case. They got to pay the $1 million, the court filing fees. They got to pay assessments, you know. So all this stuff is put into that $1 million, that bond, which that person was found guilty on, right? They take that deed and they use that deed to pay for that person. Once that person gets delivered to that prison, they put them in a cell. So it's a jail cell. You get sold to a prison, to a jail, and you get put in a jail cell. Now, they say, take him to his cell, right? Take him to his cell. Cell. A cell is what? A blood cell. What do we call that? What do we call that? A vessel. We know that blood cells are vessels, right, that carry our blood throughout our body. Okay. Or the important building blocks of the blood within the cell are carried throughout our body through the cell, because it's a vessel. A vessel is something that travels on water, it travels through liquid. A cell travels through the liquid. So, cells, jail cell. You get found guilty. Oh, hold on. Let's go ahead and write guilty. We want to write guilty, because that's when they tell you, right? Guilty. So once he's guilty, it's a jail cell. They sell you to a jail, penitentiary. Then the penitentiary puts you in a jail cell. So now that we got that clear, what do they do when you get to the penitentiary? They let you out the jail every now and then, right? So they let you out your cell every now and then. So every now and then, they let you out your cell, right? They let you out your cell to do extracurricular activity, eat, whatever, right? But what does that have to do with the cells? Well, what do they tell you? The people that got Supermax, people that's locked up and some super stuff, what do they tell you? Go back to your cell. They say, go back to your cell, right? Why is that? Because the jail is a boat. The jail is a big boat. The jail is like a boat. But a boat is just gonna float. It needs you to do what? You gotta row the boat, right? Nah, we don't row the boat. We don't row the boat. We sail the boat. We sail the boat. So when you go to jail and they put you in a cell, you're a vessel, right? You're a vessel because a cell is a vessel. And you in this vessel, they put you in this vessel, and now all of a sudden, they tell you to man the sail. So now, what's the sail need? What's the sail on a boat need? A sail on a boat at the end of the day needs a man. It needs a man right here. It needs a man right here with his hands on the sail. Because when they say we need to go faster, slower, or they say we about to go change directions, they say man the sail on the ship. Man the sail on the ship, right? On the ship. Let's think about that. On the ship. On the ship. And what are they shipping? They shipping you, right? A shipment, right? Or a shipman, right? So you're a shipman. You're a shipman. Come on now. And all this it correlates to the law. This ain't just, listen, so when we say sail, like a sail on a boat, on a ship, we dealing with maritime law. We dealing with water, admiralty, maritime jurisdiction. When we say sail, and we dealing with vessels, we dealing with special admiralty, maritime jurisdiction. When we deal with sails, S-A-L-E, we dealing with special admiralty, maritime jurisdiction. So no matter what way you look, the jail is all about the sails. And if you understand that jail is all about the sails, then you can understand how to sail your way out of jail without selling out. See, we don't sell out, but you can sell in jail. Sell the jail.
The next act, I know you
Sell
say
the
it's
jail.
right because he's talented,
Jail the
he's
sell.
bright, and he's my son, so I know
Jail the
something's going
sell, boy. That's the science right there. Don't sell the jail, but jail the sell. What do I mean? Well, what are they selling? They're selling a person. Put that motherfucker in jail. Put his ass in jail. You understand me? Get out of jail free card, man. I ain't gonna tell you the how-tos. I'm gonna tell you what it is. I'm gonna tell you what it is, and then we're gonna point to the laws to exercise our rights and all that. Legal disclaimer: this is not advice whatsoever. Let's go back. Let's rewind. For the people that may be not understanding to or coming to the full grips of what I'm even talking about, because this is slavery. Okay? This is slavery. And if you understand slavery, you understand your past, you can know the present to understand where you want to go in your future. If you don't, it could be a confusing perpendicular path. It could be a life is like a zig, right? Life is like a zig, right? And in life, you can either go like this, all just real long, right? Or you can go like this. I don't want to live my life like this. I want to live my life like this because it's better to live your life long and narrow. Long and narrow is better than short and wide. It's better to live your life long and narrow than it is to live your life short and wide. Do you understand? Take into consideration what I'm telling y'all right now. This is not your ordinary class. This is not your ordinary educational procedure. We're going to go back over it again. Okay? Let's go ahead. I want to do it again. Because I had a premonition the other day. I said, damn. So when somebody gets found guilty, in order for the sheriff to send you to that penitentiary and that long ride up north, because you know that long ride up north, right? Somebody gotta come pick you up, right? Now, when that penitentiary, that prison come pick you up, right? The crazy part about that prison or penitentiary that come pick you up is that they just bought you. They can't just pick you up. They bought you. 13th Amendment says neither slavery nor involuntary servitude shall exist except for when the party is really convicted of a crime. When that person or party is duly convicted of a crime, he's up for sale. Public auction, not private, public auction in the courthouse. They're going to sell your ass to a penitentiary. So, go back over this one more time. One more time for your mind. Let's write it a little bit neater this time, too. Jail, 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 sales, jail, sales, jail, sales. That's what we're dealing with, right? And we not trying to sell the jail. We ain't trying to sell the jail, and we ain't trying to sell the jail. We want to jail the sell. We want to jail the sell, and we want to jail the sell. We want to lock all this shit down. We want to lock all that shit up instead of us being sold into a sale, command a sale. Instead of doing that, right? Because you know a sale that's on somebody else's boat. That ain't your boat no more once you get locked up in that sale, right? So let's get into it. Let's make this one shorter. Okay. Jail. 3 branches to a jail cell. 3 branches to a jail cell. The first one is the sale. And what are they selling? They selling a person. They selling a person. Let's put this in quotation marks. Let's get into the definitions now. Okay, Black Law Dictionary, time to come out and play. Now we about to get real interesting. Trying to not a beat. Cool. I like the beat volume. We're gonna see how loud it is. Hopefully it ain't too loud, but I'm trying to find the vibe and the mellow ground for us to have. So let's turn it down a little bit more and see how that one rock right there. You gotta mix it up a little bit. I don't have nobody listening that could correspond with me right now. I have 0 viewers right now, which is fine. But the thing is, I don't have nobody to tell me how it sounds to them. So, anyway, sales. No sales is in the Black Law Dictionary. A sale. A sale, the transfer of property or title for a price. Sale. Transfer of property or title for a price. And the definition also includes, the definition of the Black Law Dictionary also includes C, UCC 2-106 subsection 1. Sale. Transfer of property or title for a price. CUCC Uniform Commercial Code section 2-106 subsection number 1. Sale. What are they selling? They selling a person. Let's go to the word person now. Let's go to the word person. You never heard this type of stuff before. Let's go to the word person. Let's see how that would be possible. Person. Listen to this one. Person. Ooh. They code for this one. The first definition of person is a human being. A human being. All right. Now, this is the Black Law Dictionary. Let's go into the United States Code. Person defined U.S. Code. I'll show you what person means. person in Title 18, which is the criminal code, it means an individual person as well as a natural and legal entities, right? It specifically includes the United States and state agents. The United States is a person. State agents are persons. The state of California is a person. The state of whatever is a person. And you have to understand, when you're dealing in law, when you're dealing with sales, when you're dealing with any of these aspects and terms, first of all, these are all in different titles of United States Code. These are all in different titles of the United States Code. The United States Code is an outline of the duties of the public office. These are all in different, right? But you will find them all in special maritime terms, right? You will find all these are familiar. Now, when we talk about the word person, the Black's Law Dictionary is defining a person as a human being. And Title 1 of the United States Code also puts human being, person, born alive, child, all this stuff in the same individual, in the same thing, right? So what's happening in the U.S. Code is, as you go through the U.S. Code, it goes in order. Title 1 is like, the basics. Title 2 is Congress. Title 3 is presidents. And you keep going, then Title 5 is like government responsibility and stuff like that. So when you start going down the thing, it's like levels of importance. Now, the first part is going to tell you about person being a human being. Then later it's going to tell you, as you go down, it's going to tell you a person is a corporation too, right? Now, the most important title, if you ask me, is Title 31. So we'll just look up person defined in Title 31, which is fine for me. I'll take Title 31 any day of the week. Title 31, person, let's see. About to find it. Person. All right, come on. Person includes a trustee, a representative of an estate, when the secretary prescribes a government entity. All right, okay, that's more person talk. All right, we got any more person talk? Let's see. Go to Title 31, Chapter 31. Let's just go to Chapter 31. Title 31, Chapter 31. Let's go to 33. Let's go to 30 Thrizzle. We got to go to the area where it's familiar. Well, we in Title 31. Title 31 is what we call the money title. The money title. So let's say Title 31, U.S. Code 9309 or 9303. Okay. When we click the word person means an individual, trust, estate, partnership, and a corporation. You see, I go through different titles of the U.S. Code to show you that the government is going to have different definitions for the word person other than the Black's Law Dictionary. So you got to have both. So they're going to sell the person. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you happen to be that human being behind that person and you step forward and you say you that person, you just might be that person to get sold. I'll tell you that because a lot of us, we just don't understand that putting our signature on that ink is what gets us sold, man. Your signature is the sale. Your signature is what gets you sold. You can't cash a check until you endorse it. So we still on sales. They selling the person. Who they selling the person to? They selling the person to none other than a penitentiary or a prison. Let's say prison/penitentiary, because you gotta remember, Before a person could go to the prison or penitentiary, he got to get locked up in county jail and he got to go to trial or get a bond, right? Now, if you got a bond in jail, right, and your bond is, let's say it's $1 million bond in jail, right? Now, the prison, they got to pay that bond to get you into that jail, but they not going to pay for that bond with cash. See, transfer of property or title for a price. See, there's a price on your head at this jail. And it's many different prisons that's gonna bid on it. And they gonna give it to the best bidder, right? But how are they gonna pay? Well, this prison is a big facility, a big building, right? It's a big building. You got all these bars around it or whatnot, right? And it got rooms, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you got all these rooms in this jail. These are jail cells, and all these cells are backed up by a deed or a certificate of trust, a title. Now, this prison is going to use that title or that deed as a payment for that price. They're going to use that deed. They're going to pledge their deed, right, as security to pay for the person. Okay, so they're going to say, room number 1, we got a deed for it, and it's empty, and we need somebody to rent it out. So they're going to pledge it. They're going to pledge this to the jail. They're going to take this right here. They're going to pledge it. They're going to send it to them. They're going to say, we got a sale. We're going to bid on it. This is how much our sale is worth. They're going to say, we got food, clothing, and shelter for the next 20 years to life for this dude, right? He got $1 million bond. You know, we're going to hold him for life. We got all the clothes we need. We got a nice sale for him, right? We got a nice what? We got a nice sale for him. Each of these rooms is a jail cell, right? So they got a nice little cell for that person. So that person gets put in the cell. That person is going to get put in a cell. And that person is going to get put in that cell for that vessel, right? It's going to get put in that vessel so that this prison to honor the agreement that they made with the jail. So they got to keep you in your cell as a vessel, right? Because person and vessel is also, they correlate. Okay? Person and vessel. They put the person in the cell, the person in the vessel is one and the same. So now that you in a jail cell, right? You went from a jail cell to a jail cell, right? And now that you in a jail cell, you locked up for 23 hours a day, right? You can't go nowhere in prison. You 23-hour lockdown, right? Right? And then they let you out for an hour and you get to do your thing, work out, whatever you do, right? But after an hour, they tell you to go where? Go back to your cell. Go back to your cell. See, at that point, they ain't talking about your jail cell. They talking about your cell because there's an agreement. In this jail or this prison, even though it's a big building, it's really a big boat. It's really a big boat. And a boat is gonna float. But a boat not gonna go nowhere without a man in it. So they gotta put a man in this boat. They gotta put a man in this boat. All right? So now we went from a person going to the cell to a man on the cell. Because you gotta stay in your cell. Right? So now you the man of the cell. You man in the cell now. Boy, you went from a jail cell to a jail cell to a jail cell. This boat is really a jail. This jail is really a boat. But let me tell you why it's a boat. Because this jail is a business. And every business is like a ship. And if anybody know anything about business, when they get money, when people buy products, you got to package them up and you have to do what? You have to ship them. And when you get on your merchant's account, they don't say, did you send it? They say, did you ship it? shipped, and it's a button that says shipped because you shipped it. Even though you sent it on land, you shipped it because everything that you send is a vessel out here because we're dealing with land, air, and water. And the Mississippi River run through the whole country. So every part of this country is touched by water. So therefore, we send shipments. Now this shipment, this jail, we got to keep going. And they going to keep putting more men and more men in this ship. And they're going to keep up putting up more cells. More cells. And different shape cells too. But they're going to put up more cells. Because the heavier the boat get, the more cells they need, the more men they have, the more men that come into the jail, the more men that come into the jail, the more cells they need for the jail. And the more cells they buy or they produce or build for the jail, you know, they expand. The more they expand this jail and make it bigger, the more they do that, that's going to drive the need up for the cells. See? Because they built more cells, right? Because they saying the boat got too heavy, so they need more cells. But to have more cells, they need more men. They can't just put up more cells without having more men. So this is where we come in. Do we want to man the cell? No. Do we want to be considered the vessel of the cell? Do we want to man this cell? No. Do we want to be that person that gets sold to the penitentiary to get put in that cell? No, we don't. So what's the prevention? Well, the prevention is to understand that we not trying to sell the jail, and we ain't trying to sell the jail, and we ain't trying to sell the jail. We trying to jail the cells. Trying to jail all the cells. Cells, and cells, right? Now, what do I mean? Well, I'm trying to jail the transfer of property or title for a price, which means I'm trying to put an injunction on this thing right here. Don't ask me how to do no damn injunction. That's not what we're talking about right now. Okay, but I'm telling you right now, just pay attention. Pay attention. How do you jail a cell? How do you prevent your property from being sold? Let's say you had a car and it was paid off. And you wanted to lease it to somebody on a lease agreement, private lease agreement. And you have a private contract, but you put a lien on the car, right? A lien on it, which means you put it in jail. A lien is jail. When a motherfucker go to jail, they put a lien on him. A lien is jail. You put a lien on the sale. And you say, nobody can sell this without my permission. Nobody can sell this without my permission. It's my property. I'm the secure party entitlement holder. Right. You can't sell what's mine. I'm a jail to sell. I ain't gonna sell the jail. Fuck selling the jail. I ain't trying to sell to the jail, none of that. Fuck that. I'm trying to jail this cell. Now, I'm trying to jail this cell. In order to jail this cell, in order to jail the CELL, you got to jail the SALE. You got to put a lien on the transfer of property or title for a price. You got to put a lien on that. You got to put a stop to that. You can't let nobody put a cell on your motherfucking head. And that's what prevents this cell. See, you're going to jail this cell now because now you're saying, okay, well, now if they do try to do this, if they try to force you into a cell, if they try to force you into a cell, if they try to force you into a cell, into a jail, even though you have nobody else adequately representing you, you have no representation because you ain't representing yourself because you're not no attorney. So therefore, since you put a lien on this property, they can't sell it to this prison to put it in this cell. They can't do it. They could try. but they won't because they can't. You see, the law is gonna go on your side. They will try, but they won't because they can't. They will try, but they won't because they can't. Now, if you want to ask me and all, you know me personally, give me a call. We could delve off into this science a little deeper. I'm telling you what I know, and I'm gonna give you some laws and definitions behind it to let you know, right? So a lien is a UCC financing statement. That's the easiest way to make a lien. The second easiest way to make a lien is to file a trust and to put a lien on it in a courthouse. Okay, that's a lien. Now, when you put a lien on the sale or the transfer of your property, they gonna hate you because now what you got the right to do is out of this world. You got the right to jail that sale. You telling them, listen, my property will not be going in there. And what's your number one form of property? Your flesh and blood, your interest. This your interest in life. See, this your interest in life right here. If you don't got this flesh and blood, ain't no life, right? What we call life, what we understand is life, right? So to prevent having to sell that jail, you have to jail that sale. Now, how do you jail this sale? Well, it's like I said, it's a boat, it's a company. This prison is a business. This prison is a business. It's a ship. Even though they call it a building and a business and a sale and all this stuff, it's really a big ship. Just like a big slave ship. That's what it is, a big slave ship. Let's get it right. Look, see, get the language right. All on the business. Teach the people right. All on the business from the jump, man. How did I forget that? How did I forget it's a slave ship? And why is it a slave ship? Because the 13th Amendment says it clear as day that neither slavery nor involuntary servitude shall exist except where the party is duly convicted of a crime. And then they put you in prison as a what? A slave or a what? A slave, man, slave, or prisoner. That's what they want to call you. That's what they want to call you. But the thing is, because that's not what you are. So I put it in parentheses. You're not a slave or a prisoner. They want to make your man the slave or the prisoner. They want to put you on the slave ship. And they want to keep you on that sail. They want to keep you manning the sail of the slave ship so they can stay in business and afloat. See, staying in business means staying afloat. When people say, I got my head above water, I'm staying afloat. Exactly. That means you staying in business. That means you thriving. That means you got your thing going on, right? Now, hopefully I outlined this well enough for y'all to understand the correlation that I made between these three words the other day. I had a real premonition. I said, well, damn, get out of jail free card is like, it's so real. It's so real in the experiences that I've had since I've learned and exercised my rights have been painful, but joyful. Because every tear I've had of pain came with a tear of joy that was tenfold as strong. Tenfold as strong, boy. And I'm telling you right now, there's always going to be a bad apple in the bunch that want to sell you to a jail. But though, listen, jail to sell, don't sell to jail. Jail to sell, don't jail that cell, man. Don't go to jail in that cell. Look, man, jail that cell, man. Jail that cell, but don't go to jail in that cell, man. Don't go in that cell. Don't sell that jail. Don't sell that business for them. Don't sell their business and keep their business afloat. And that don't got nothing to do with you not doing crime. That's not what I mean when I say don't sell their jail. Don't sell their jail, but don't sell it. That's not what I mean. I don't want you to commit crime anyway, but it ain't about crime. It ain't about crime. It's about them playing you. And it's about them playing me. And it's about them playing all of us. And guess what? I ain't going to let one of us free. I'm going to let us all free, goddammit. I'm going to open the door for everybody. I hope y'all picking up what I'm putting down right now. Because this is the door. We a million garden snakes, and they want to accuse us of being poisonous snakes. We garden snakes. We not the snakes of the grafted type. We the snakes that could live with the fruits and the berries and the trees. We eat, we eat the rodents. We eat the other foul vermin that's in the garden and prevent that from damaging the crops. That's what we do. Listen, now let's look up cell. Let's look up cell. I got a little quick. Let's go back. Let's look up the word cell. So what I need is interaction, correspondence online, and I can know what direction the crowd may want to go in. But until then, a cell, a small room, as in a jail or prison, a small religious house near a covenant or priory, Kellyan, a group of people engaged in a covert activity, especially one involving terrorism. That's a cell, okay? Now let's look up the cell. Let's look up SAIL. Okay. Okay. Sacrifice. Sacrificial. Ooh. Let's see. Sail. Sailor. We don't have sail. Okay, well, sailor. Seaman. Let's look up the word seaman. Okay, sailor. You a sailor? You want to be a sailor? You want to be a good sailor? You want to be a good sailor? Good job, Taylor. Hey, I'm gonna start calling people sailor, boy. But watch yourself, sailor. You know what I'm saying, sailor? Yeah, man, that's a cold little old school term right there. Back to the future stuff, Marty McFly type of stuff. Hold on, man. My page just got kind of. Can't be doing that. Man, we almost there. It's a shame my pages got stuck like this. Seaman. Okay, we right here. Maritime law. First thing it say, maritime law. Under the Jones Act and the Longshore and Harbors Worker Compensation Act, a person who is attached to a navigating vessel as an employee below the rank of an officer and contributes to the function of the vessel or the accomplishment of its mission. Seaman's injuries are covered under law. Hey, listen, you ever heard of a motherfucker being in jail and the guards ask them to come help and do some stuff with them? Like the guards will promote a motherfucker to come sweep up and all this stuff. Like, motherfucker ain't got to be talking to the police, like snitching them like that. It's like jobs in jail. Like, motherfuckers that just don't want to sit in their cell all day. You know, the police hire you in there, right? You can work in the kitchen, you can work cleaning up. I've never been in the penitentiary, stuff like that, but I know for a fact that they offer jobs to inmates because it ain't a bunch of police serving food to people all day. So the point I'm trying to make is, by the definition of a seaman, this is what the seaman is right here. So the seaman, sail needs to be manned by who? By a seaman, right? And you know what's crazy about the word seaman? It sounds just like semen. It sounds just like semen. And what's semen? What's semen? Semen is what carries the sperm. The same way, man, listen, the semen is what carries the sperm the same way the cell is what carries the person. So we're gonna write the word semen on here. And no, we're not gonna write that. You know why? Because children, and that's why the marker stopped working. I ain't here to teach your children that word. Pardon self. But the thing is, I'm just correlating the words and they come into my head naturally. And if you homeschooling and all that, this is an educational opportunity anyway. If you like me and you educate your children the way I educate mine, you deal with reality. Now, see, man, you know, it's just wild how that correlates though. But I'll let y'all think about that on your own because that's where you come from. That's the cool part about this whole little thing. We got to dig into it. I'm sorry, I can't let that go. I can't let that word go. I'm not gonna write it down, but I can't let the word go, y'all. I'm telling you right now, the definition of sailor. When I looked for sail, it didn't have the word sail. It had the word sailor. I looked at the word sailor, it referred me to seaman. I look up seaman, and it says a person who is attached to a navigating vessel. Now, I already told you that this jail is a motherfucking boat. It's a navigating vessel. You're attached to it because you're in that motherfucker, right? As an employee below the rank of officer. So, if you in your cell all day, you still in there as an employee at the rank of officer because even though they bought you, you gotta pay them back. You gotta pay them back, and they want interest. You gotta pay them back for what they paid for you, which means you gotta keep that. You can't damage that cell. You can't damage your property. You can't be up in there fucking up the food. You can't be. It's all part of your job. All part of your obligation to uphold the rules of the ship. Because if you wasn't working for the motherfucking ship, or if you wasn't a part or belonging to the ship, you can do what the fuck you want to do. But just like every other employee, you're going to follow the guidelines because you're going to get disciplined. And in jail, getting fired is different than getting fired in real life. Getting fired in jail is the whole. Getting fired in jail is missing out on parole. These are the forms of getting fired. They terminate your what? Parole hearing. They terminate your what? Your peaceful living. They take away your good food. They take away your commissary, all your letters and books, put you in a hole. Take away what they call your benefits, your 401k and all this, your pension, all that shit gets taken away and get put in solitary confinement. Just like they had that hole in the bottom of the motherfucking boat for the slaves. For slaves that was acting a fool, they throw your ass in solitary confinement. See, man, you was a little sperm cell in the semen, and then you made it up into your mama's cell and became a human being, but not a person, but human being as defined in the Black Law Dictionary. So, who was the ship you came from? Where you came out of your father's ship. Your father is a ship. Your father is a boat. Your father is the boat. And they don't want to see your father wave his flag. They don't want to see that original man wave his flag. But your father is the boat. And I ain't talking about, listen, your father's the boat, right? And what he was is see, your father, your seaman is your employee. You know, see, you a man, you a man and you a boat. And the semen in your body is your employee, okay? And the sperm is the cell that's inside of the semen, right? Right? And that's what you put inside the woman so that you can have a human being come out, right? So they correlate everything they do in real life to nature's laws. The laws that they have is so set up. They do sorcery all day. The clothes they wear, their uniforms, they're all just copies, carbon copies. I'm not even gonna say it corny. It's carbon copies, man. Come on, man, 35 to 50 years trying to learn to do like the original man. Anyways, sales and sales. Clean yourself up. Don't sell to jail to sell. Jail that purchase. Don't sell to jail to sell. You know, put a lien on that building. Don't uh sell the jail, but jail the cell. You know, don't get on that boat and start selling it. You know, what's the jail? The jail sell the vessel, right? The vessel. Don't be a part of that vessel. That jail is that vessel. Don't be a part of that vessel. Don't get up in that navigating vessel. That sail is the vessel. And it's part of the navigating vessel, the big jail, the big boat. And I hope y'all really like this video today. I'm enjoying this one, boy. I'm enjoying how I just learned some new stuff in the Black Law Dictionary. How I just be seeing words and how they come together in life. Just like we just learned about the sea, man. Just like how we had the ship at first and I had to add the word slave. So I said, well, damn, it's a slave ship. Because a prisoner in the 13th Amendment is the slave. But they don't call you that in real life. They will not call you a slave in court. They will call you prisoner and they will call you a number. That number is going to get sold to this prison right here because they're going to what? They're going to purchase you. What are they going to purchase you with? They're going to purchase you with the building itself. They're going to take the deed from this property itself, this deed of property. They're going to take this deed and they're going to send it to the jail, the county jail, right? That's the county jail. That's the county jail. And they're going to send that deed as payment to the county jail. The county jail is going to take that deed. The county jail is going to take this goddamn deed. We got to go Donald Trump now. The county jail. The county jail is going to deposit the deed as security. The county jail is going to deposit the deed of the prison. Fuck it, we're going to say as payment. I don't want to confuse y'all with this security language. I don't want to confuse you with the security word. So, when the jail finds you guilty, they put it out for the public to know, and a bunch of jails start bidding on you. They want to buy you. All these penitentiaries, they want to buy you. They want you and they sell. They want you bad too. So they might have a jail up north. They might have a jail on the east, on the west, and south. And all of them is going to take they bids and they're going to contact that jail. But that jail is only going to pick one. When that jail picks that prison is going that prison is going to get this deed of property, this title to that cell number 1. They're going to send that deed to that county jail or that sheriff, because the sheriff is the jailer. So they're going to send that deed to that sheriff, who also has the power and duty to deposit the deed of the prison as payment into the treasury. So the sheriff got his money. He ain't tripping. He signs the paperwork. The people from the prison, they drive to the county jail, wherever it's at, to pick that motherfucking person up, that prisoner up. Coming to pick that slave up. And then the sheriff's hands is clean. He don't got you no more. He don't have no obligation to you. He sold you. He got paid for you. The money went to the treasury. He got commission off of it. He got his costs off of it. Cost of doing business. They add all that up into your bond because you got to pay for all that. Nobody else is accountable for all the costs and all that. That's off you, the prisoner. That penitentiary, they take you to the prison and put you in a cell. And we all know the word cell Just like the word blood cell is a vessel. A blood cell is a vessel in the liquid part of your blood. Same as a sperm cell is the life force in the liquid part, in the liquid semen. They're both vessels and they carry the life. It carries the life. And to prove that there's life in there, they have a seaman. They have a man. And what is that man's job? That seaman. His seaman's job is to man the cell. To man the cell. To man the cell. And to man the cell, they want you to be the person. They want you to say you the person. So they can man the cell with you as the person. And then they can man this cell with you as the person. And help you contribute to their vessel, their navigating vessel, and help them get to where they got to get to. For their business to stay afloat. Because they jail is nothing but a big boat with a bunch of prisoners on it. It's a slave ship with a bunch of slaves on it who man the sails all day so that the boat can stay afloat in the proper direction. Same as any business. I want to keep my business afloat and have as many employees as I can to hire so that I can keep my business going in the right direction. I got to man these sails. I need some seamen. I need some slaves. I need some employees. I need some prisoners. I need some representation in this motherfucker. Damn, boy. Keep reading, y'all. I'm about to sign out. We're going on an hour. Going on an hour. I'm finna just turn this instrumental up and let it rock. Going on an hour, man.
I know you're gonna enjoy
Hope
it
y'all
because
enjoyed
he's
that.
talented, he's bright, and he's my son, so I know you're gonna enjoy it.
Homeschooling, educating ourselves. Real big, y'all. Sales, and sales.
This is a now boy beat.
Rewind it back, watch it, just switch and touch it out. I wrote all this stuff down. Said this part was late in the video. This part came later in the video. Dryer stuff. This part right here though, let me know. I'll make sure y'all know when I talk about how to get the mail. I'm going to deposit the deed of the prison, the deed of the cell. Oh no, problem change. Deed of the cell as well. They gonna use the cell because it's a vessel. They gonna use the cell to pay for the sale. Oh my God. It's a sale for a sale. Sale for a sale, man. Sale for a sale for a sale. What can you do? Sale, sales, and sales. Jail sales, and jail sales. Same on the devil. Y'all make sure y'all go to Amazon. Right, people doing laundry while I'm doing my work and stuff. But anyway, y'all go to Amazon and get a copy of the book. Got a free card. Y'all go ahead and like, subscribe, share, drop a comment, let me know where you're from, ask questions. Y'all try.